Hey geometry students, I'm looking at number 2 on the Unit 1 test retake, and so I see this line. This is not like the angles we had been working on recently, this is just a line, so we're talking lengths. The other thing I notice is this symbol, these two symbols here, those we usually call tick marks, and it means that this chunk is the same as this chunk. So that's what I'm going to write first. The name of that chunk on the left is actually segment AH because it starts at A and ends at H. And it's the same as this chunk on the right that starts at H and ends at S. So because these two sections are equal, I know that this dot is in the middle. I know that that is the midpoint. So we're going to start out using the definition of midpoint. So that just means I know it's the dot in the middle. I know those two parts are equal. And then, as we almost always do, we will take our second step to use the substitution property. It just means that rather than a bunch of letters, we're going to say AH is actually 10x plus 5. So I'm going to plug that in. It's our fancy word for plug in. HS is 2x plus 21. So we now have our equation. There's lots of different ways you can solve, but they're all, for this problem, going to start out with the subtraction property of equality. I am going to be lazy, and I'm just going to write POE for property of equality. And I'm going to choose to subtract the 2x because I like getting my x's on the same side at the very beginning of the problem. But that's going to leave me with an 8x plus a 5 set equal to a 21. And then I'm going to move this 5, which means I'm using the subtraction property again, and I'm going to be lazy and do that twice so I don't have to write it again. But I am using it again. So 8x is left on the left. 21 minus 5 is 16 on the right. So to finish up getting x by itself, I need to move that 8, and I'm going to do so using the division property of equality. When I divide by 8, I get the number 2. I'm going to skip number 3 right now and jump down to number 4. Based off of this answer of 2, I want to find what's the whole length of this. I can't do that right now because I don't know what either of these little parts are, but I do now know what x is. So instead of 10x plus 5, I can write 10 times 2 plus 5. So I know that AH has a length of 25. On this one, I'm going to do 2 not x plus 21, 2 times 2 plus 21, which is not a coincidence to get another 25. We started this problem saying that those two sections are the same. So I am going to then just say, well, if these two sections are both 25, then the whole length has to be 50. So the answer to number 4 is 50.